Hola, amigos, and welcome to the last show on Televita. My name is Elliot Threed. And this week, as we close out Black History Month, which is February, we went on location to Southeast Community Center for the legacy unveiling of the game Slang A Lang. What is Slang A Lang? Well, Slang A Lang was invented by Irene Carter back in 1969 and is bingo with lingo. It talks about your history. It talks about black history. And I can't tell you, even if you're black or Hispanic or white, how important history is, actually. Since I've been doing this show on Televita, I can't tell you how much of a better person I am, knowing more about Latin culture, how it's made my life better, and all my family life better. The interesting thing about this game, which Irene Carter invented, it's bingo with lingo about culture. And I'll give you an example. A lot of these things that my kids don't know about brings back to the day there. Like, one of the bingo things is crib. Well, I know that. Hey, we're going to take you to your crib. That's your house. One thing I didn't know about is bag. And I heard my kids say, well, if I get a bag, and I didn't know what that meant. And that meant a lot of money. So that kind of skipped over me and went to my kids. So it's kind of a multi-generational experience, bringing you back to all these things and connecting about your culture and your past. And there are a lot of things that even my kids wouldn't even know about. Like, one of the answers on Slang A Lang is, I don't know, we can get a "here comes the judge." Anybody know what that means? Here comes the judge. I probably don't. So for those of us that aren't above 45 years old, this is what "here comes the judge" is.
Here is America's favorite judge, the Right Honorable Samuel Davis, Jr.
You can testify, but you just can't win, because I'm here to tell you you guilty as sin. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. I used to love that when I was a kid. It was great to explain to my kids what that meant all around the kitchen table. Well, we actually had the opportunity to meet with Irene Carter and watch a couple of the games of Slang A Lang around the table at Southeast Community Center. They had food. It was a wonderful time. So the last show went on location to the vintage unveiling of Slang A Lang. Check it out. We'll be back. Hola, amigos, and welcome to the last show on Televita. My name is Elliot Threed. Today, we're at the unveiling of the legacy edition of Slang A Lang right here at the Southeast Community Center. We are blessed enough to have the inventor of this game, Miss Irene Carter. So tell us about how you actually came up with the name and the game Slang A Lang.
Actually, I came up with the game because we were in 1969. It was the aftermath of Dr. King's assassination, and the country was kind of up in arms. We were devastated, to say the least, but we were determined to go ahead with our agenda, and one of the things on it was to have an annual event around black culture, and at that time, we would host a dinner or a luncheon or something, and we would have an intermission during which we had entertainment. We would dance, and while we were eating, we would have entertainment. I was assigned the task of coming up with some entertainment, something that was different. I tried to make excuses because at the time I was married, mother of two, and I was in my last semester at UMKC on a graduate degree, getting a master's degree.
So this,
I forgot.
I'm going to talk real loud so they can hear my. This is the very first game?
This is the very first game in 1969, and as you can see from the fonts, it looks like the clothing, like the heels that we wore at that time, and what it did was to allow us to answer the question raised to ourselves: who are we? Where do we go from here? What are our goals? And most definitely, what do we want for our children to ensure that they will have a brighter future? So we sat down and we tried to answer all those questions, and we wanted to do it in the voice of the people. So all the words in here have come from the folk who were on that journey between 1930 and about 1969. And of course, that covered the Great Migration, when the economy was bad and people were moving from the South, from the cotton fields, from the kitchens. They were coming everywhere. They were going to Harlem, to Chicago, to Michigan, Kansas City, and to Watts in California.
And we're back. Actually, we've got every Slang A Lang game, especially this vintage unveiling, has a caller. So our caller today is Ivory Smith. Ivory, tell us what you're going to be doing as the caller for this game.
Yes, so we're going to be working with the youth, and I'm going to call from a glossary. So give the definition of some of the slang words, and then they're going to find the word on their board.
Is this the board right here?
Yes, it is.
So we can do it like a little visual example. Can you zoom in on that? There you go. This is the board. So she'll be calling those. So it's kind of like bingo in a little bit?
Oh, yes, but better.
Better. All right.
Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Yeah. Father, Father.
All right, we actually have 3 generations of the family playing Slang A Lang. I'm going to let you guess which generation, but I'm going to let the grandmother take it first. How is it to kind of play the game and kind of blend generations with your kids here?
It's excellent. It's like going back to my good old days and taking them back with me.
Okay. All right, the good old days, you mean the 1990s, right?
Yep. Further back, the 60s and the 70s.
All right. So we're going to go even younger. Did you have any problems recognizing any of the references they were talking about, like the Queen of Soul? Did you know who that was?
No, I did not. I did not know who that was.
That's Rihanna to him, but to us it's Aretha Franklin, right? Yeah. All right. But it's a great way to kind of bring the family together, be a great game at Thanksgiving, don't you think?
Oh, yes, great way to educate while having fun.
There you go. Well, Cliff, what are your thoughts about this? You were the caller for this game.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun and gives the young folks, I guess, and some old folks, some memories, about different words that were used back in the past and how they can relate to today.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
And back in the day for us would be what year?
Like the 70s.
There you go. That's the day for us. All right. Thank you again for watching Televita, the last show. We're at the Slang A Lang Vintage Unveiling.
Poverty.
And I want to thank Irene Carter for letting me come out and share that event with us. It was wonderful. We had great soul food. It was great to connect with the family and our culture. And I just think it's a wonderful game. I think there should be games about everybody like that. Because at the end of the day, diversity does not look like anyone. Diversity looks like everyone. Thanks for watching the last show.
And the rosebuds know the bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's the cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always. 'Cause now I can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow.